Roman Reigns, from cancer survivor to WWE Tribal Chief, he gave up the Universal title, not because he lost a match, but because he was fighting for his life.
My real name is Joe, and I've been living with leukemia for 11 years.
Twitter exploded, fans cried. Even the loudest haters went silent, and from that moment, the story of Roman Reigns would never be the same. Before he became the Tribal Chief, before millions acknowledged him, Roman Reigns was just Liati Joseph Anoa'i, a kid growing up in Pensacola, Florida, with NFL dreams in his heart and wrestling royalty in his blood. Born into the legendary Anoa'i family, Roman was surrounded by greatness from day one. His father, Sika, was one half of the Wild Samoans, and cousins like The Rock and Yokozuna were already carving their legacies in WWE. But Roman wasn't just handed a path to the top. He chose a different road. Football. At Georgia Tech, he was a defensive powerhouse, known for his intensity and drive. He even signed briefly with the Minnesota Vikings and Jacksonville Jaguars in the NFL, but injuries crushed those dreams. The NFL door slammed shut. That moment, that failure, it could have ended his story, but it didn't. Instead, Roman did what warriors do. He adapted. He turned toward the family business. WWE took notice, and in 2010, Roman Reigns signed a developmental contract. What started as a pivot from a broken dream would soon evolve into one of the most dominant careers in wrestling history. Because before he ruled the ring, Roman Reigns had to lose something first to find who he really was. The Rock, Yokozuna, Rikishi, Umaga. Roman's bloodline wasn't just impressive, it was sacred. When WWE signed him in 2010, people said he was just another Anoa'i. But behind that smile, a man with something to prove. In 2012, the WWE Universe was about to meet three men who would change the game forever. Survivor Series. CM Punk's title reign was under threat. Chaos reigned in the ring. And then, bam! Three black-clad figures stormed the scene. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns. The Shield was born. But while Ambrose talked and Rollins flew, Roman hit. He was the silent enforcer, the powerhouse. No wasted words, just spears that looked like they broke spines. Fans didn't know much about him, but they knew one thing: this guy was dangerous. The Shield ran through WWE like a storm. Triple power bombs, ambushes, faction wars. They weren't just popular, they were feared. Week after week, pay-per-view after pay-per-view, the Shield stole the show. And even then, behind the sunglasses, the black vest, and that cold stare, Roman was learning. Watching, waiting, because he wasn't just part of a group. WWE was quietly grooming him to be the guy. The Shield wasn't just Roman's debut. It was his proving ground, his launch pad. And once that unit broke apart, the world would soon learn Roman Reigns wasn't here to play the game. He was here to run it. But then WWE did something risky. They broke up the Shield and strapped the rocket to Roman. Main event push, Royal Rumble win, headlining WrestleMania. The crowd didn't buy it. "He's being shoved down our throats!" became a chant. He was booed relentlessly. But here's the thing. They didn't know what Roman was really dealing with. Backstage, Roman was hiding a truth even his biggest haters didn't see coming. His leukemia, the same disease he battled silently in 2007, had returned on live TV. "I've been living with leukemia for 11 years, and unfortunately it's back." He gave up the title, not because he wanted to, because his life was on the line. Some fans thought it was part of a storyline. But then came the tears, the tweets, the outpouring. It was very real and very terrifying. Roman disappeared from the ring, but behind the scenes, he was fighting like hell. Chemotherapy, recovery, family. He stayed quiet, focused, while fans wore his merch and held signs like "Thank you, Roman." Superstars broke character. Seth cried. Renee Young got choked up on commentary. This was bigger than wrestling. February 2019, Raw. The music hits. Roman walks out again. The crowd erupts. He announces, "I'm in remission, y'all." And just like that, the boos turned into cheers. The hate became love. But Roman, he wasn't done. Stick around because Roman's comeback wasn't just a return to wrestling, it was a transformation into something the WWE had never seen before. By 2020, fans had seen Roman Reigns as the heroic big dog, and many rejected it. But then, something changed. After months away during the pandemic, Roman returned at SummerSlam. Only this time, he wasn't smiling, he wasn't pandering. He was different. Jacked, dead-eyed, focused, and right next to him, Paul Heyman. The mastermind once behind Brock Lesnar was now whispering in Roman's ear. That wasn't just a surprise, it was a declaration. Roman Reigns was no longer asking to be the face of WWE. He was taking it. Within a week, he crushed Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman to claim the Universal Championship. But this wasn't just about titles. This was personal. He began calling himself the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, demanding that his own family, Jey Uso, Jimmy, even Solo, acknowledge him or suffer the consequences. And they did. Because Roman didn't just evolve, he ascended. He went from the most booed babyface to the most feared champion in modern WWE history. This wasn't a gimmick. This was a warning. Roman Reigns wasn't chasing respect anymore. He became the alpha, and the entire locker room bowed. Then came the bloodline. Jey Uso, Jimmy, Solo. This wasn't just a faction. It was family. It was drama. Betrayal, gaslighting, loyalty tests. Roman wasn't playing a character anymore. He was building a dynasty. Fans started seeing him differently. Not as the big dog, but as a man who overcame death itself and came back stronger. He didn't just survive cancer. He evolved through it. Still with me? Awesome! Because this next part, this is what makes Roman Reigns more than just a wrestler. He's now the longest reigning Universal Champion, but he's also an advocate. He's visited children's hospitals, shared his story, shown fans that strength isn't just muscle, it's resilience. He's used his platform to raise awareness for leukemia. Fans with cancer wear his shirts like armor. To them, he's not just the Tribal Chief, he's a symbol of survival. One fan tweeted, "I was diagnosed with leukemia the same year as Roman. Watching him beat it gave me hope." Another said, "When Roman said he was in remission, I felt like I won too." If stories like this hit you right in the feels, subscribe. We cover the real drama behind the ring. Roman Reigns isn't just topping merch sales. He's appearing on TV shows, late-night interviews, ESPN. Mainstream media can't ignore him anymore. He's proof that real-life battles shape the most unforgettable characters. From getting booed in Philly, to being the most respected man in the locker room. From surrendering his title, to becoming the Tribal Chief. Roman's story isn't just about wrestling, it's about redemption, reinvention, and resilience. If WWE stories like this move you, hit that subscribe button, because we've got more real-life wrestling sagas coming your way.